guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to apply individual lashes and strip lashes, and I'm also going to be applying some individual lashes over the strip lash just so you guys can kind of see all different techniques. On this eye, I went ahead and just did the strip lash, and then I applied some individual lashes over the strip lash. On this eye, I just did individual lashes. So let's just quickly get started. Okay, so both of the lashes that I'm going to be using today are both from Ardell. So this is going to be the strip lash I'm going to be using. This is Dummy Wispies, and they're in black. And then these are the individual lashes, also from Ardell. These are medium, they're medium size and color black, and these are Knot Free, the Knot Free Naturals. So I'm going to be opening up a brand new strip lash, just so I can take you through the whole process of shaping them and cutting them to your size. The most important thing when you're applying your lashes is letting your glue get tacky. So what I do is before I start my makeup application, since if I know I'm going to be applying some lashes on, I just go ahead and grab a little bit of glue and I just put it on any flat surface. I'm just using this container today, just because when it dries, it's latex, so you're just going to be able to peel it off like a sticker. So first thing I'm going to do, I grab this and I measure it to my eye. You don't want to have your lash start over on this end. First, it's going to be really uncomfortable, and second, it's not going to look natural. So I'm applying it, so I want to put it right there, and it's a little too long for me. I want to cut maybe like 1 or 2 hairs, like these last 3. Whenever you're cutting a lash, so I'm just grabbing it, and I'm cutting it, and I cut about 3 little hairs, so I'm going to cut the same amount on the other lash when I apply it. Whenever you're cutting a lash, you always want to cut the lash from the outer corner, just because these are already tapered to their size. If you cut this out, it's going to look weird, because you technically you start your shorter lashes end here, and then you have that very pretty long wisp at the end. So you want to always cut from the outer ends, not the inner ends. So once I have the lash and it's to the size, I'm going to dip. I usually just take the end of the tweezers, and I'm going to apply an even coat throughout the lash. And once I apply that even coat, I'm going to dip it one more time, and I'm going to add a little bit more to the outer corners, just because the outer corners tend to be the ones that first fall off. So I want my lash to be really secured. I want it to last all night until I take it off. And I've also already applied a thin coat of mascara. Applying a thin coat of mascara is very important before you're applying the lashes, just because that holds up your lash as well. So as I grab it, I'm going to drop it in the center of my eye first. I want to apply the lash as close to my real lash starts as possible, because that's when it's going to look the most natural. So I'm putting it on the lash, and if you don't put it right where you want it at the beginning, it's okay. You could always move it around. So that's where I want that. Grab this. And now I'm flattening it, and this is why it's super important for your glue to be tacky, because if it's not, you're going to have a hard time getting anything to stick to your eye. Once it's already put on and it's exactly where I want it to go, I'm going to grab my tweezers, and I'm going to and be very careful with this, because you do not want to pinch your eye. But I'm going to go in and press the lash onto my eye to further secure this. And this is not going to ruin your lashes. When you take your lashes off, always with warm water. Never pull them off. You don't want to take any of your lashes out, and latex is going to fall right off with some warm water. So when I close my eye, I don't see any of the strip onto my actual eyelid, and that's how I like to place my lashes, just because it looks more natural that way when you don't actually see any of the strip. So that's why I like putting my strip lashes onto my actual lashes. Now I'm going to go in with my individual lashes. With my tweezers, I just grab one. I dip it in the glue, and then I am just placing it, dropping it on top of the lash wherever I feel like I need a little bit more volume. So just drop it on top, and I just keep repeating the same thing. When I get to the outer corners, I like to really stick my lash in between some hairs. So I'm going in, and I'm just sticking it in there. Taking another one. I'm going to put this one on top of this one. And with these, if you mess up, you could always just pull it out and place it wherever you want it to go. Hand placement is important. You're gonna have to figure out what way you want to hold your tweezers for you to be more comfortable, for you to be more stable or more steady. When I started, I would just put both of my elbows up against the table, and then I would just bring my head down and just kind of place my head where I wanted the lash to go, and then it was easy for me to just place the lash there with my head being so close and already in the position. With individual lashes, you really are just going to keep building until you have your desired length. I can't tell you like where to place them. Everybody's lashes are different. Yours might be fuller in the inner corners, yours might be fuller in the outer edges, so it's really up to your lashes. Same thing with the strip. I cut off about 3 hairs, but everybody's eye shape is different, so you could cut off maybe like 4 or 5 different little hairs, or your eyes could actually take the whole thing and you don't have to cut them. So placing some in the inner. When I feel like, okay, that's kind of like how many I wanted to put on, I'll look up and I'll make sure that everything is pretty even, that I didn't miss a spot. So as I'm looking up, I kind of want to put a little bit more in the outer corners. Putting it in the outer corner. I'm going to even it out. I feel like it got a little uneven. See, with individual lashes, you're really just working, we're just really just building the lash. So sometimes when you add one, you're like, okay, well now it looks a little bit, I need a little bit more over on this side, so then you're gonna go in and add a little bit more. When I'm already kind of full on the top, then I'll start adding to the bottom. So I'll go in and just stick them wherever I need them to go. And then just move them up with your tweezers. I'm gonna add one more to the inner corner. Now I'm going to go in with more individual lashes on my strip lash, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of how you would do that. So when I pull the lash, I always want to pull it from closest to where they're glued onto, dipping it onto my glue, and I'm just going to add some to the inner corners. So I kind of get a little closer to the strip. So I'm still avoiding my actual eyelid, and then drop it, just to kind of make them a little more full. I'm just going to add a little bit more to the edges, to the outer edges. And right here, I think I'm going to stick it right in between. And that's pretty much the way you add individual lashes onto a strip lash. Try to keep it as close to your eyelid without touching your eyelid as possible. Same thing with the individual lashes. If you can see, I kind of got as close as I probably could. Ooh. That's one thing. Close your eye when you're don't close your eye when you're applying lashes, because then you'll just end up with glue on the bottom lashes and it'll just be a sticky mess. Now you would just go in with your liquid liner. I'm going to be using my matte eye ink by Napoleon Perdis, and you're just going to hide all the glue and where your lash line is, and this also helps it look natural because you don't see any of that glue. Now I'm going to hide some of the glue from under the lash. So essentially you're just painting over the glue. So you're just going to go ahead and top this off with your mascara. I'm going to be using the Great Lash by Maybelline. I'm just going to be applying a thin coat to the bottom of the lashes, kind of getting them together. And then to the outer edges, I like to just kind of put the mascara on over them, just so they're darker as well. I do this a lot with individual lashes. Just kind of painting them over. And as I'm painting them, I'm also moving them around a little bit. Kind of placing them where I want them to go a little bit better. Because once you add mascara, you're also adding length. And then I like to kind of run my finger through anything that I feel like might have a little too much mascara that I want to take out. So now I'm going to go in with my strip lash. For my strip lashes, I usually don't comb under or comb over the way I did with my individual lashes. I'll just kind of paint over them as well and brush them to the side a little. And I'm just going to go and paint my under, just because now that we have a lot of length up top. We want to have symmetry. Okay, so this concludes the tutorial. Really quick recap. Always let your glue sit out. Always let it get tacky before you go in and apply the glue onto the lashes. Or even if you want to apply the glue on the lashes and kind of let the glue get tacky on the lashes, that's also fine. That just seems harder for me because I'm too impatient. So once it's in my hand, I'll usually only hold it for about 20 seconds and then I'll put it on, and that's not really enough time for your glue to get tacky. And you don't let the glue get tacky, especially when working with strip lashes. You can kind of get away with it with individual lashes just because you're grabbing a small amount of glue and you're placing a small amount of lash on your eye. So it kind of, even if it dries on your eye, it's not a big deal, and you don't really have to maneuver it around as much. Whereas a strip lash, it's really important for it to have that tacky consistency, because when you first drop the lash onto your eye, you want that lash to stay wherever. You want to have a little bit more control of the lash. So if your glue isn't tacky, you're gonna essentially be kind of, when I first put the lash on without any glue on, just to kind of measure it, and it was kind of moving around everywhere. That's kind of the same thing that would happen when your glue is not tacky. So you would end up getting glue everywhere, and it's hard to get the lash to stay where you placed it. Also, one quick thing, you're applying strip lashes, don't get discouraged if it doesn't work out the first time. Practice makes perfection. So just keep practicing, don't get discouraged. You'll get the hang of it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. See ya. And whenever you get a little bit of mascara like down on your eyeshadow, just let it dry. And when it dries, just with the Q-tip, just go ahead and flick it off, and it'll flick right off. And that way you won't ruin your makeup if you just do that. It's been a long day.